Welcome to the Harbour Tech Academy. Today we're actually going to have a look at something you've actually looked at in the past, which was food safety legislation, and really show you how it actually applies and how it's actually delivered within a kitchen environment to ensure food safety. So let's go. So today we're going to take you deeper into that understanding of how the food safety legislation works. So we're actually going to do a quick revision and see what you already know. And then we're actually going to look at how to follow those requirements from the three different legislations. Hands up, who knows the first one? That's correct. It's the Food Act 2003, and always remember the NSW there. So let's have a look. Who remembers what it's about? All right. Keys to it. It governs the safe sale of all food for human consumption across all the different types of hospitality establishments. It governs the minimum standards for food handlers and what you have to do, and personal hygiene and actually environmental hygiene. It also, very importantly, states the roles and responsibilities for the environmental health officer. Can you remember who does the food inspections? That's correct, EHO. And I'm sure you also remember that you have the legislation, the Act, then you have the food regulation, the rules which actually keep in underneath to actually give the food handler and the employer the information they need. So let's take a look. So it governs the regulations for what a refrigerated food transport vehicle. It also governs the temperature ranges and the hygiene that is required. It outlines all the rules for that environmental hygiene and cleaning routines. It also governs what packaged, the labeling is correct within the establishment, and the codes of practice give practical guides to comply with that legislation. So that's the third tier. So now I know you have a clear understanding of the two state-based food safety legislation. Now remember, there is the Food Standards Australia and New Zealand, which give us a whole range of extra checks and balances. So they are the general food safety standards, such as labeling and the substances allowed in canned foods and a whole range of food products. It actually gives those compositional requirements. If you have certain ingredients in there, how you're actually going to show it in the labeling, and also those primary production standards for bulk food, how they're actually clean. HACCP fits directly into that. I know you'd be super confident right now, so let's have a look at how we follow these requirements and some of the different things that we do. First of all, the policies actually feed directly off the codes of practice, which actually relate to different areas: environmental hygiene, what a food handler has to do, storage and transportation of food. We have the procedures which are actually at the establishment level as to how they actually do each of these things to make sure that they ensure they are doing the right thing. Third thing is, how do they monitor? So temperature monitoring of cool rooms, the preparation times, and all of those kind of things. Then we're looking at the cleaning routines. How do we clean the whole kitchen, the floors, the walls? When do we clean the large equipment? How do we pull it apart and put it back together? And those routines are so very important. Personal hygiene, so maintaining the presentation standards and the cleanliness of your uniform and your hands, and making sure that the training is actually happening within your establishment to make sure everyone is on the same page and know what they're doing. And finally, equipment maintenance, making sure that it's actually been pulled apart, put back together so that it's working properly and isn't causing a food safety hazard. So I hope you enjoyed that. Basically, we have looked at food safety legislation. We've done a revision. We've looked at some of the policies and procedures, and I can promise you in class we're going to look a lot deeper into how it actually applies. And this is important understanding for all of you guys. Thanks for watching. See you next time.